Voting is the backbone of our democratic republic. The people of all nations should feel confident that their elections are honest. But the truth is, our current election systems are not conducted with standard, easy-to-verify business practices. Our elections and audits are difficult, inefficient, time-consuming, expensive, and more often than not, partisan and subject to fraud. The primary flaw in our elections is that voters have never been able to verify that their ballots were ever counted correctly. All proper business practices incorporate receipts, statements, and verifiable chain of custody. This is an absolute must. Imagine if your bank did not give you receipts, statements, or a way to verify your banking activity. You certainly would not bank this way. Yet, this is the way we have always voted. The key to operating a fraud-proof election system is having checks and balances that exposes any type of irregularities at the time it happens. Election Integrity Systems has created a fraud-proof election system that runs honestly and automatically, just like the money machine at your local bank. Here are some of the key aspects of the EIS voting system. Voting and audits are fast, verifiable, efficient, secure, and reliable. Proper voter registration that creates a voter identification barcode that is printed on the voter's ballot. Secure online voting that replaces mail-in ballots. On-demand paper ballot printing at the polling stations. All voters receive a copy of their ballot. Sequentially generated ballot serial numbers with time and date stamps on all ballots. Secure computerized paper and online ballot tabulating. A state election results website that shows all ballot serial numbers, ballot images, and tabulator certification sheets. The ability for any voter to verify online their ballot was counted correctly. Online election audit capability available to the public. Fast and easy official audit capability. And a dramatic reduction in election costs, labor, and time. We will now take you step by step through Election Integrity Systems' method of voting. The voter registration process. The integrity of any voting system requires that all voters must register in person and show proper identification, just as applying for a driver's license or a bank account. This will be the only time a voter will have to show ID in the election process. If a voter is unable to register in person, they will be required to sign their voter registration form in front of a notary. At a voter registration location, the voter shows their ID to a registration clerk. The clerk scans an image of the voter's ID. The voter registration form is electronically filled out on a computer screen by the registration clerk as currently being done today. If the voter wishes to vote online, they will use a screen and keyboard to create a confidential username and password in the same method as any online bank account. Once the form is filled out with the voter's required information, the voter signs an electronic signature pad and places their right index finger on a biometric fingerprint reader. An image of the voter's ID, signature, and fingerprint is electronically recorded into the voter's digital registration record. When the voter's registration is submitted, the system will create an identification barcode that will be printed on the voter's ballot when they vote. This barcode will reflect the time, date, and location of registration, along with the voter's digital registration information. Only official election personnel will have the capability of reading this barcode, thereby keeping the voter's ballot confidential and verifiable. The voter registration software will only allow the voter to register and vote once. A full copy of the voter's registration form will be printed out and sent to the voter's email upon request. The voter is now legally registered to vote. The following is a description of the online voting process. If the voter has set up a username and password when they registered to vote, they will be able to securely vote online as easily as they bank online. A voter will go to the state's online voting website and log into the voter's personal voting account by using their username and password they created when they registered to vote. The username and password takes the place of the electronic signature and fingerprint when voting in person at the polling station. Once the username and password is verified, the voter pulls up a blank ballot on the computer screen. The voter's registration identification barcode will appear in the bottom right-hand corner of the ballot. When the voter wishes to submit the completed ballot online, the voter must make a $1 refundable donation to the Registrar of Voters using the voter's choice of online payment. This donation is important, as any bad actors that would attempt to mass fraud the election system would have to create a different donation payment for every fraudulent vote they attempted to create. This gives an extra measure of security in the online voting process. The donation will appear on the voter's credit card or financial statement, and it becomes a matter of financial record that the voter donated for the privilege of voting online. This method of online voting makes it virtually impossible to create undetectable fraud when voting online. When the voter submits the ballot online, a sequentially generated ballot serial number will appear in the upper right-hand corner and a time and date stamp at the top left-hand corner of the ballot. The voter may print or save a copy of the submitted ballot for the voter's record. A copy of the cast ballot will be sent to the voter's email that was given when they registered to vote. The online voting process is as secure as your online banking. The online ballot serial number is created as such: the state abbreviation, the county abbreviation of where the voter registered, the online designation, the sequentially generated ballot number at the end. The following is a description of how the voter may vote in person at the polling station. It should be noted that eventually online voting will dominate elections because online voting is cost-effective, fast, secure, and very efficient. But there will always be a need for voting at the polling stations. What this means is that there will be less traffic at less polling stations. At the polling station, the voter will use an on-demand paper ballot printing machine. The voter types in their name, signs an electronic keypad, and places their right index finger on a biometric fingerprint reader. The ballot printing machine compares the voter's name, signature, and fingerprint with the name, signature, and fingerprint on file in the voter's electronic registration records. When the voter's identity is verified, a paper ballot is printed out with the voter's registration barcode on the lower right-hand corner of the ballot. There will be a printer number, time, and date printed on the bottom left-hand corner of the ballot. The ballot is printed on official watermark paper to authenticate official ballots and prevent counterfeiting. When the ballot is filled out, the voter takes the completed ballot to the ballot tabulator machine. The voter feeds the completed ballot into the ballot tabulator's feeder slot. The ballot tabulator shows an image of the completed ballot on a monitor screen with superimposed red circles around every filled-in bubble overmark. These red circles verify to the voter that the ballot tabulator has recorded the ballot results properly. When the voter is verified that the ballot tabulator has tallied the ballot correctly, the voter presses the Submit and Print button. The ballot tabulator will then print the superimposed red circles on the ballot around each filled-in oval mark and places a sequentially generated ballot serial number in the upper right-hand corner of the ballot. The time and date is printed on the top left-hand corner of the ballot. The tabulator then prints an exact copy for the voter and places the original paper ballot in a locked ballot box in the tabulator machine. The image of the ballot and the ballot results are stored in the ballot tabulator's memory to be uploaded after the election. The ballot results are compiled in the form of a ledger sheet in the same format that will be viewed on the online election results website after the election. The paper ballot serial numbers are created as such: the state abbreviation, the county abbreviation, the polling station number, the tabulator number, the sequentially generated ballot number at the end. The following is a description of how the election results of the polling stations are carried out and submitted into the state's election results mainframe computer and website. When the election is ended, the polling station personnel will print off a hard copy of the ballot tabulator results called a tabulator certification sheet and a tabulator ledger sheet that will appear online. The tabulator certification sheet is a summary of the totals of the tabulator ledger sheet. The hard copy of the tabulator certification sheet will be signed by 2 responsible poll workers. The hard copies of both will be scanned and electronically submitted into the precinct records. The hard copies will be stored in the original ballot box, and a seal will be placed on the box. The ballot tabulator does not have a modem or a way to connect to the internet. This ensures that there is no way to hack or change the results of the ballot tabulator. The results of each tabulator must be uploaded to a thumb drive and the results sent by another computer to the state's election results mainframe computer. The tabulator certification, ledger sheet, and ballot images will be viewed online by the public. The thumb drive will also be stored with the original paper ballots, tabulator certification, and tabulator ledger sheets. These hard copies and thumb drives ensures that the electronic records cannot be tampered with without detection. The hard copies must match the electronic results. This adds another layer of verification to the election process. Once all the poll results are compiled into the state's election results mainframe, the election results will appear online on the state's election results website. All results are organized in alphabetical and numerical order. Anyone will have the ability to verify that any ballot was counted correctly or audit the system. And there you have it, a completely fraud-proof online and paper ballot election system that is fast, efficient, and reliable. Implementing this election system is a huge task that must be done properly. Ensuring that the people's voice is heard is the only way to empower the people of a country. Election integrity systems needs your help in implementing this honest election system throughout the United States. We are currently relying on the support of all concerned Americans until EIS can sustain itself through bidding contracts with state, local, and federal governments. We expect to be able to outbid all competitors by a substantial margin, but more importantly, create honest and verifiable elections throughout America and eventually the world. Please consider making a donation for the cause of honest elections. And please spread the word to everyone you know about this revolutionary new election system. For further information on EIS and to donate, please visit our website at www.electionintegritysystems.net. We will keep everyone up to date and informed by email on our progress as we tackle this enormous, world-changing endeavor. It should be very exciting watching America's elections finally evolve to a verifiable, honest voting system. And remember, a just society demands nothing less than honest elections.